Hey y'all, I'm Heather and welcome to my channel, The Debt-Free Quilter. Today we are going to put the sashing, as you see I've already got some done, on the outside of our blocks. Now, the way the pattern wants you to do it, they want you to put sashing on one side over here of the center blocks and then put long skinny sashing down both sides, across the top, across each row, and at the bottom. Are you about that life? Because I'm not. So in this video, I will show you how I do that. Enjoy. First things first, we have to cut our not long skinny sashing strips to the proper size, starting with the 9 1/2 inch strips that I am cutting right now. Always double and triple check your count because you might come up short and then you have to cut more, which is not fun. I had to do that. Not fun. After I'm done with the 9 1/2 inch strips, I am cutting 10-inch strips, and I will cut one 10 1/2 inch strip. Since I had 2 quilts worth of white to do, I figured just do them all at once and be done. Make sure when you're doing your cutting with these long skinny pieces, you cut to what you are comfortable with. I am comfortable cutting through 4 layers of fabric. I'm not going to get a lot of movement out of it, so I'm comfortable with that. If you're not, by all means, cut 2, cut 1, whatever you got to do. Also remember, if you are about that long skinny strip life, you can omit most of this step, but not all of it. Once again, the strip sizes that I used were 9 1/2, 10, and 10 1/2 inches. Now with 2 of the quilts you will see me assemble. Keeping them in the right order is imperative for how I want the quilts to look. As for the sashing, we are beginning with adding the 9 1/2 inch strip to one side of all of our blocks. All of them. And because I need the blocks in a certain orientation, I am doing this one row at a time. Alright, I left out the pressing step and now I am adding a 10-inch strip to one side of these blocks. And then on this particular row, I will add a 10-inch strip to the other side. Here we are with this top row. This row requires 3 sides to be encapsulated with the black sashing, except for the first block, which requires it to go all the way around. With the rest of the rows, aside from the very first block in the row, they will be encapsulated on 2 sides. Now I'm sure you're wondering, but Heather, how are you going to put that outside strip on without messing everything up? Simple. I'm doing this one at a time. All of my rows are clipped together, so I just move one, pull the top block, sew it on, and put it back. And here's that row 1 first block that requires the sashing around all 4 sides. This is where that 10.5-inch strip came in. Okay, with this layout, I fully had every intention of showing you how I laid this out. Unfortunately, I had a brain fart and forgot to hit record. No, it happens to the best of us, right? So, here's the gist of what it looked like after it was laid out and me picking it up out of my living room floor. Now, the bonus of being this quilt is I don't have to be as picky about the layout. All I have to do is make sure the blocks are set in the correct orientation and go. Easy peasy. That first 9.5 inch strip is now attached, and we get to press all those out before we add our 10-inch strips as we did in the last one. Alright, I had yet another brain fart and apparently didn't press record for adding that 10-inch strip. So at least you get to see me press it. And last but not least, here's that third quilt, adding the 10-inch strip that I neglected to show you in the last quilt. But hey, it's all here. And this is another one I have to be insanely picky about the layout. So I'm doing my best here, guys. This quilt I also decided to work the rows a little bit differently. I added the 9.5 inch strip, pressed, and then went back to the same row and added the 10-inch strip as an alternate way to put this quilt together. If say you are limited on time, you can do a few blocks or one row in say 30 minutes, and it's not going to be a huge chunk of your day. And that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great day. Have a great week. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye.